Hi everyone. As you can tell, I'm not physically in the building, but I am here through the magic of YouTube, and I've already said this once. Actually, I'm going to say that same spiel in the next video. But I just thought it would be a good idea to just start with a reminder of what we did last week. When we introduced that new chapter on statistics. And the topic that we learned last week on Wednesday was percentile. So we'll just very quickly go through it and through the concept and then through one example, and that'll be the end of this video, and then you can move on to the one that I had originally scheduled to start off with, okay? So percentile, obviously it sounds like something we sort of know already. We're used to the word percent, and you know that the number 100 is obviously an integral part of the concept. It's the same with percentile. Percentile uses the number 100, but it ranks people as if there were 100 people writing a test or running a race or whatever you're measuring. It's as if you're measuring scores for exactly 100 people. Okay, so you know that word cent is, or cent, it actually is 100 in French, right? So percentile is a ranking, and the definition, as you saw in your notes, it was the percentage of scores less than or equal to a particular score. And it uses 4 variables, and I'm sitting down now, as you can see. 4 variables: P, B, E, and N, where P stands for the percentile, B stands for the number of scores below a given score, E stands for the number of scores equal to the given score, including the given score. That's why you can't just have one example, because that's a mouthful. And then N is total number of scores. Okay. One thing about percentile, it's always taken to the next whole number. No matter even if it's say you get an answer like 81.01. Well, if that's what your calculator says, 81.01, you have to interpret it this way. It's more than 81, so it's got to be 82. It would be P82. Okay, so it's not a true rounding, even though the book says that. I take it to the next whole number. That's what I mean by that. Okay, so let me flip the page here, and we'll work this example out together. Okay, so this might be especially helpful to anyone who might have missed the class last week, and it's always helpful to see things again. So let's go with a question here. Recall, Wendy wrote a test and scored better than 17 people. 2 others scored the same as her, and 5 people did better. Calculate her percentile rank. Okay, so the percentile, P, we're looking for that, so it's got a question mark beside it. B, now remember the definition for B was the number of scores below a given score. Now sometimes we might actually give you the score, but not always. So below the given score. Well, what's the given score? Well, the score we're talking about, or the given score in this case, is the same as Wendy's score. So how many scored below Wendy's score? Well, it looks like by the wording of the question, Wendy did better than 17 people, so B must be 17. Let's see. E, that's the one that causes the most confusion. Let's see what else we can see out of this. 2 others scored the same as her. That must mean E is equal to 3. So E is equal to 3. I'll put that up here. Okay, now let's see. 5 people did better than her. I don't see a variable here that tells me that for people who did better. There's no variable there. The only other variable I have is n, and n is the total number of people. So we're going to just have to think logically through here. We've got the 17 people below her, the people who tied with her and her, so that's 20 so far, plus 5 people who did better. How many people wrote altogether? Well, that's 25. Doesn't say 25 in the problem, does it? So there we have it. There's all our variables, and we want to know this one. So let's write down our formula. P is equal to B plus 0.5 E all over n times 100. And you know what? I will put this bracket around here again, like that, just so that you know that you should keep these together, evaluate this before you start multiplying by 100. We had a little fun the other day trying to see who had the right answer with this one. So let's plug in our numbers and away we go. (17) plus 0.5 times 3 all over 25 times 100. And I'll just put this down a bit. P equals, well, 17 plus half of 3. Half of 3 is 1.5. So this is going to be 18.5 over 25. And I can see right now that this is probably not going to give us any troubles whatsoever. So we'll go like that. Now if you multiply by 100, then divide by 25, at this point it doesn't matter. I like to, because this is the same term, I like to deal with this term. 18.5 divided by 25, get an answer, and then go from there. But whatever works for you. Let me calculate this out. 18.5 divided by 25, okay, that is 0.74, then times 100, and the answer is P is equal to 74. And the notation is this: P74. All right. So let's take a look at the interpretation of that. What does P74 mean? It means that Wendy did as well as or better than 74% of the people in her class. That's the interpretation. And what would be the flip side of that interpretation? You could say 26% of the people did better than her. All right? Okay, you might ask me why the 0.5. Well, you know what? That's just a little bit beyond the scope of our course. At some point, you just have to go and just accept the fact that the formula has been worked out. And it's kind of like my way of saying, well, I told you so. All right, so sometimes we just have to trust the formula. Okay, and so remember, after that, we did some algebraic manipulation where I would actually give you this letter, the percentile. And I asked you to solve for any one of the others. That's where we get a little bit shaky, I suppose. So anyway, I'm going to leave that percentile topic at that, and we are going to move on to our new topic of mean, median, and mode, okay? So if your teacher happens to have a few questions for you to do right now, that's great. Just follow those directions and let that person set the pace for the day. All right, so take care, and I will see you soon.